Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoot, back with the Pokemon Battle Federation Season 4, Week number 9 match I had against my good buddy Noodle, coach of the Toronto Staraptors. Now, as you can see on screen, he has some threats like Tapu, Salamence, Aggron, pretty nice Fairy Dragon Steel Core there, Reuniclus, Snorlax, which I was very afraid of. He didn't bring that, but okay, let me go over some real quick. He's got Mega Aggron, Tapu Bulu, Salamence, Snorlax, Jolteon, Togetic, Passimian, I don't know, whatever, Volcanion, Reuniclus, Nidoking, and Kadabra. It's kind of a meme kind of thing for Kadabra. He always drafts Kadabra as his lowest tier mon or whatever. Anyways, of course, we have always Mega Pinsir, Manaphy, Nidoqueen, Emboar, Donphan, Cofagrigus, Steelix, Mew, Hydreigon, Electros, Miltank. And we chose to bring, or as you can see on screen, he brought Bulu, Mince, Reuniclus, Aggron, Jolteon, Nidoking, and I brought Donphan, Nidoqueen, Hydreigon, Mega Pinsir, Mew, and Manaphy. Now, this battle isn't too important because I'm like guaranteed. I think no matter how well I finish the season, I think I finished at third in my my conference, so I'm almost guaranteed a playoffs as long as I don't lose the rest of my games. As long as I win at least 1 or 2 games, I should be fine. So I'll bring a Pasho Berry, Donphan, so I can take a Scald or a Steam Eruption from Volcanion and get some heavy damage off with the Earthquake. I packed the Ice Shard, the Heavy Slam, and Stealth Rocks. Heavy Slam's there for Tapu Bulu, which is actually kind of pointless because it does 0 damage. I just didn't realize how like similar their weights were. Do pack Sturdy and pretty much max special defense, so I can take a hit from Nidoking, Jolteon pretty well. Next up is going to be a Choice Scarf Nidoqueen, which is Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Ice Beam, and Toxic Spikes. I got Toxic Spikes on there to bluff the fact that I'm, Choice Scarf. Max special attack and enough speed to outspeed, I think, Jolteon with the Choice Scarf. I think. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I might be outspeeding some other slower Scarf mons, but I know 100% that I wanted to outspeed the Jolteon so I could catch it off guard with the surprise Earth Power and then, outspeed it with the Choice Scarf. I don't think there's anything else that I'm outspeeding. Maybe like a Choice Scarf Volcanion or something, which he didn't bring, so I'm not real worried about that. And Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Ice Beam just wreck his team, as you see on screen. His only real switch in would be the Reuniclus, or like a if he predicts me to go for Sludge Wave, he could switch into his Nidoking. But again, like Nidoking and Nidoqueen scare each other out pretty much. And then the rest of my EVs are into the bulk investment. So hopefully Toxic Spikes and Nidoqueen can come through for us. Next up is going to be Renegade, my Hydreigon, which is a Life Orb set with Taunt, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, and Flash Cannon. Enough speed to outspeed Nidoking if it's max speed timid, max special attack, and then the rest dumped in HP just so I can, Life Orb, take a few more Life Orb hits, basically. I debated Roost. I debated whether or not I should bring Dragon Pulse because it only hits Salamence, but I figured I'd pack this set. I don't know how much work it can put in, but I really like max special attack. Dark Pulse with Life Orb does 2-hit KO over Reuniclus and has a chance even after a Calm Mind, so that's important. Mega Pinsir next up on the list. I got the Hyper Cutter set, so I can't be intimidated. Swords Dance, Frustration, Quick Attack, and Earthquake. Now, I really debated between Earthquake and Close Combat, but Close Combat just didn't do enough to Jolteon. He doesn't have to run much speed on Jolteon, so I do expect it to have a lot of bulk investment, and it outspeeds anyway, so, like, I guess Close Combat was better since he does have Snorlax and he does have Mega Aggron and Tapu Bulu, which sets up the grassy terrain and makes Earthquake pretty much useless. So Close Combat was probably the better bring. Just misprep on my part, like a few of my mons. But next up we got the Mew, which is a max speed, max special attack, nasty plot set. Well, near max special attack. Got a little HP investment, a little defense investment, a little special defense investment. Psychic, Sludge Wave, and Earth Power. This set just wrecks his team once Reuniclus is weakened, which I have mons to do that with. I have mons to break, and then I have mons to clean up. Mega Pinsir and Mew are some mons that can clean up pretty well. Next up is going to be Manaphy with the Wakan Berry. Tail Glow, Scald, Ice Beam, and Substitute. It's the only coverage I need, so I was able to run sub on here with the Tail Glow. Max speed, so I can speed tie with Salamence. And then I got quite a bit of bulk investment, a little bit of special attack investment to ensure some 2-hit KOs and OKOs after a Tail Glow, which is pretty important. Walled by Volcanion, but Volcanion doesn't really do much back, so there's that. I think that's pretty important. Don't really have a switch into Volcanion besides Hydreigon and Manaphy, but I don't really want to get burned on either of them since like one's a subset and one's a Life Orb set. I don't really want to take all that extra damage. Anyways, these are the teams we brought, and we'll hop into the battle here. So he's gonna lead Bulu, and I lead Nidoqueen. And it's a pretty nice lead for me because I can throw up some Toxic Spikes. I know he's got the Nidoking, but I want to force the Nidoking in. He goes out to Reuniclus and immediately sets up a Calm Mind on turn 2. I really disagree with that play with all the mons I have in the back. But I'm going to bring Hydreigon out immediately. He either has to have Risk Focus Blast or have the Signal Beam. Here I can still 2-hit KO with Dark Pulse, so I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse. And you see it does well over half. And he reveals that he is Signal Beam and does 74%, but that's okay. Could potentially knock him out with the next Dark Pulse here, but he switches out into Nidoking, and I get a crit. Unfortunate for him, but I was EV'd to outpace that thing, so it would have been a 2-hit KO regardless, I believe. But I guess it's hindsight, really. He brings in Jolteon, so I'm pretty expecting a maybe a Thunderbolt, you know, because like I could switch on to Manaphy, predicting the Hidden Power Ice. I could switch into Donphan, which isn't going to take too much from the Hidden Power Ice, and Nidoqueen, which won't take too much from the Hidden Power Ice. But he gets a crit as I switch into Donphan, and it does 50%, so a bit unfortunate for me. I know he's going to switch here, and I'm going to go for the Heavy Slam, and it does 30%, so really, really unfortunate, and I have no switch-ins to Tapu Bulu here, so I just have to sack this thing. I could have went into Mega Pinsir, but it wasn't really the play. And I'll bring in Nidoqueen here, go for the Sludge Wave, and it does 42% here. But after leftovers and grassy terrain, I'm not going to be able to 2-hit KO him, because he's going to go for the Calm Mind here, and he's going to be just out of the range. So I'm just going to hard switch out into Hydreigon here. He actually fears to be knocked out by the second one and switches out into his Salamence. And I'm just going to hard switch into my Manaphy, knowing that he could outspeed me, and I can go for the Ice Beam. Didn't want to give him a free setup or anything like that. And I'm going to predict him to over-predict here and go for the Substitute. So I thought he was locked in, but he's not. So he does Volt Switch out, break my sub, and I just go for the Scald here. Don't get a burn, but that's okay. Here I'm just going to hard switch back into Hydreigon, sack off this thing, and I think I'm going to go back, just going to sack that off and let Bulu get the kill, and then go into my Mega Pinsir here. Double out into my Manaphy, predicting his Aggron to come out, and then just fire off another Scald. Try to weaken this thing. as he goes for the roar, predicting my tail glow. And that's pretty important because here I'm going to go straight for the nasty plot, not fearing the roar. And I don't know why Mega Aggron's not showing up on screen right now. But I do have the Earth Power and the Grassy Terrain ends, and I will knock him out right here. And now Mew just kind of runs through his teams pretty well. Here I'm going to misplay and let Jolteon get a Shadow Ball off. I should have hard switched into Manaphy right there. Bad play on my part. And here I'm going to go into Nidoqueen. Possibly another bad play on my part because it's this extra damage I'm taking is really unfortunate for me. And then I actually opt to stay in here, and he goes for the Earthquake. And another misplay by me. I just play the end game so bad here. But I am going to save Nidoqueen just in case Bulu isn't Scarfed, and I can OHKO that thing. Or if he's Scarfed with just enough speed to outspeed Mega Pinsir, then I can outspeed him with my Scarf Nidoqueen. Anyways, we have Manaphy versus Reuniclus here, and I've predicted him to recover or want to double out to get the regen health back, and I go for the Tail Glow, and he just goes ahead and just knocks me out, so really good play on his part. Here I only have one play, and it's go into Mega Pinsir and set up a Swords Dance. Hypercutter allows me to not be... Okay, so what's happening here is the Megas aren't showing on screen. I'm not sure why. Anyways, he's going to try to intimidate me here. I get the +2 up because of the Hypercutter, and then I click Frustration. But my play there was to click Swords Dance again and then basically just win the game. I also have another chance to do it right here. Salamence cannot kill me unless it's like Adamant, Choice Band, Outrage. I don't expect it to be. But I should have. I could Swords Dance right here, but I don't want to risk anything. And I'm actually just going to knock him out. Thinking that the only way he can kill me with Bulu if he is Choice Scarfed with the Rock Slide or Stone Edge, and Mew can eat a Rock Slide. So actually it's a roll on Mew. So that's important. Here I could go for the Quick Attack, and with his HP investment he mentioned after the game, it's a roll, but it's a roll in my favor. And I'm going to just go for the roll and Quick Attack, but I actually misclick and click Frustration or Swords Dance. I'm not sure which I misclicked on, but he's able to take me out with the Rock Slide. Gets the roll on Mew, and I had the Sludge Wave to take it out, but and he does outspeed my Choice Scarf Nidoqueen. So Bulu's going to clean up the match, and we're going to lose 1-0 to Noodle, which is no big deal because he's a good buddy of mine. Don't mind losing to him. But it's very unfortunate that we misclicked. I think it's third time this season in this league. Thought we played really well until around turn 23, 24, something like that. Didn't play the end game as well as we could have. Mega Pinsir could have cleaned up if I just, Swords Danced. Like, what was Reuniclus doing to me? What was Salamence doing to me? Could just Swords Dance again. As long as I didn't misclick in the end after a couple more Swords Dances. Say I Swords Dance on the turn that Salamence come in and intimidate me, and it didn't get to intimidate off because of Hypercutter, I'd be at +2. And then he sacks off Reuniclus. I could have Swords Dance right there and got to +3 or +4. Yeah, +4. And then take out the Reuniclus. He brings in the Salamence, and I go down to +2 or 3 or something like that. Salamence goes down to a Frustration, and then Bulu would obviously go down to an easy Quick Attack, as long as I didn't misclick. But yeah, it was a roll, even if I didn't misclick there, so no big deal. And then it was a roll on Mew, but again, no big deal. Bulu's powerful, and I'm happy for Noodle. I'm glad he joined the league. Unfortunate that we didn't get to play Wi-Fi this season, but that's okay. I hope you come back next season because I love facing you. Noodle. tease him a lot, but we're good buddies. Anyways, that's going to be it. We're going to move on to 5-4. So we're now just above 500, and now we're actually having to fight for a playoff match later in the season. Like, I know some teams in the other division in the same conference are trying to are better in their record, and it's getting to an even race. So we got to pull out some wins here in the next few games. And yeah, that's going to be it for this. And I guess I'll see you guys in week 10. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.